It's Abubakar Siddiq back with you again. It's been a long time since I came on here. It's been a while since we had any serious lesson. But best believe, like I always do say, I come back telling you I've been busy and all that stuff, but you should know, yeah, it's not been the easiest. But rest assured that I'm going to deliver this time around, inshallah. So we are moving on with our English lesson. Wow. Exactement comme li ma waxoon xam nga léegi képp koo xamante ni wolof lay làkk moom dafa ñëwoon fii pour dégg anglais wala pour jàng anglais loolu moo tax loolu la ñuy def tey. That's exactly what we are doing. Today we are taking something from this book, that is the English tablet. It's English tablet for JHS, SHS, and tertiary students. That means, let me show you well. Here, this book is essentially for students of like those who are advanced learners, or let's say those who are in the middle stage of learning. Whether you are, most certainly this is not going to be catering for beginners. This is just going to be catering for intermediate learners and then advanced learners. So if you have a bit of a base, it is going to help you get better. What we are going to learn today is basically very simple. We are going to learn antonyms. You might have known it or you might have heard of it before, but we are going to treat it specifically today. Antonyms are what? Antonyms, as it says here in the book, they are words which are opposite in meaning. Mind you, we have synonyms. Those are words that have similar meaning or they are similar in meaning. So those are words that will share a kind of same meaning, you understand? But for antonyms, they are words that are like total opposite. They are opposites of each other. So that is what we are learning today. So here we have them in columns, right? It goes from A to B, here from A and then to B to C, and then it goes on. So we are going to be taking a couple of them from each section and we are going to learn them. And it might help you get better. If you have any more questions, you put them down in the comment section or you reach out to me on social media, wherever. Abubakar Ibn Salis, that's the same thing I use across my social media. You can find me on TikTok, you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram. I'm using the same name. You can send me a DM and we will talk, inshallah. So let's see. Here it says absent. The opposite of it is what? Present. You understand? Absent, the antonym is what? Present. And then we still have accept. The opposite of it is what? Do you know it? It's refuse or decline. It's two. So you can either say decline or refuse. So here you see decline and refuse are synonyms of each other. So they are both antonyms of what? Accept. So if you say, I accepted the invitation, that's an example. I accepted the invitation. But if you wanted to say you didn't accept it, you can simply say what? I refused the invitation, or I declined from the invitation. You can say it something like that. It's great. And now we have what? Accidental. Accidental is, let's say something happened and you say, I accidentally crashed into the tree. Like something like that. It's an example. So I accidentally crashed into the tree. But if it's not accidental, then it's what? Deliberate. Accidental, it means you didn't plan it. So it just happened. It could be an accident, it could be a coincidence or something, but it just happened. But with deliberate, it means you actually intended to do that. So you can say, my action here was deliberate. My action here was deliberate. It means you deliberated, you actually planned or you decided or intended to do it. You get it? Yes. So now we are going on to the next one. We are taking this one from the B section. Here. From the B section, right? So here is, we have backward and forward. Like we say in our popular parlance here in Ghana, we say backwards never and forward ever. Or we say forward ever, backwards never. forward ever, backwards never. It means, man, I'm chaque jour yang dem chikanam dal. Why they're looking now, little mom, man, yeah. Every time we are going forward, we are not going backwards. You understand? Yeah. And then we have the most popular one is bad, good. Is the most popular one. If it's not bad, then the opposite of it is what? Good. And then we have for comparative is better or worse. Some people make mistakes here. With better and worse, there's worse and there's worst. You get it? Worst is actually the what? The superlative. So it is the exact opposite of best. Worst, that is the exact opposite of best. But on the opposite spectrum, when it's in the comparative sense, we say what? We say better and worse. And then best and what? Worst. So those are bad. The antonym of it is good. The antonym of worse is what? Better. And then the antonym of best is what? Worst. So that is it. Listen carefully and let's move on. And then we still have what? We still have beautiful and ugly. Beautiful and ugly. So if it's not beautiful, then it's probably just fugly. Some people say fugly just to euphemize it. When we say euphemize it, that means to say it in a nice way. Example, like euphemization is one of the figures, what's it called? The literary devices. When you use euphemization, is you saying something that's a bit maybe not nice in a nice way. So if you want to say, for example, you want to say someone passed away, that means what? He died. But you didn't say he died directly. That's more of harsh, or maybe it might just take someone aback. So you say he passed away, or you can also say he passed on. He passed on. You can also say he kicked the bucket. That's all something to mean what? He died. So it's all the same. You understand? Now, beautiful and ugly. So it could either be beautiful or it is ugly. Ugly means it's not nice. But beautiful, it's quite nice. You get it? It's pretty. And then it's not really pretty. That's ugly. And okay, let's put one point here. Don't just go using ugly all like with everybody. You're gonna get a problem, especially if you're in a like social setting where people actually frown upon you calling something ugly. You get it? In Senegal, we could say, yo, the nyao, as a form of just jokes. That one is normal for us. Yo, the nyao, you are ugly. Like, we just say it like jokingly. But in Ghana or in a social setting where they frown upon that and you say someone is ugly, you're gonna get a problem. So, Bashir and Co, don't use it, please. Don't use that. Okay, now let's continue. We have big or small. You understand? Big or small. If it's not big, it's small. If it's not ginormous or huge, it's what? It's small or minute. So it could be ginormous, it could be gigantic, it could be huge. Then the opposite of it, the antonym here is what? The antonym here is small. Some can say it is actually minute, it is petite. All those are words to what? Describe how small it is. So in relation to size here. Now let's move on to the C column. The C column. We've gone from here, the A, B, and now we're going to the C. So the C, let's go for example. If we say something is common, we can say the opposite of common is what? Rare. If it's not common, then it is actually rare. So for example, let's see. We have, let's say, salted fish is very common in the Gambia. Because it actually is. It actually is very common. Salted fish is very common in the Gambia. But if you want to say something that is rare, you can say finding gold in the Gambia or finding pure gold in the Gambia is very rare. That one is also true because I'm not taking any backlash here because like there's not too much gold in Ghana like there is in Ghana. You know? That is just an example. Take it as you will. And then we have, if you are not having something cool, then it is warm. You understand? It's either cool or it is warm. So if you have something that's cool, it's the opposite of something that is what? Warm. And if it's not hot, it is cold. There's a bit of a difference. Cool and then what? Warm. But hot and then what? Cold. You get it? Yeah. So they are not the same. They are actually, you understand? Not the same exact thing. Cool and warm are to a lesser extent of heat, you understand? They are not on top. When it's cold, it's actually really cold. But when it's cool, it's just in the middle. You get it? When it's warm, it's just in the middle. But when it's hot, it's actually here on top. And when it's cold, it's on top. You get it? So that's what we will learn from here. And then we also have what you can either be cruel or kind. Cruel. Some say cruel, some say cruel, and you can either be kind or cruel. If you want to say, cruel actually means to be wicked. To be wicked, or let's say you're wicked, or maybe let's say you're actually not having that much of a good heart. So that is cruelty. That is the full name. Cruelty. That's the noun. That's the word. But then the adjective here is cruel. So someone is either cruel or kind. Kindness is the act. It's like the noun, and then the adjective here is kind. You use it to describe something. So you can say, for example, Sheikh Mahi Sise is very kind. He is very kind. May Allah bless him. May Allah preserve him for us. He is very kind. And then if you want to say cruel, you can use an example of all our African presidents. They're actually very cruel. Sorry, I'm saying this on live YouTube, but African presidents are very cruel. Take it for what it is. It's actually true. Why? Because they don't care about their people. That's all. If they cared about their people, they wouldn't be cruel. But once they don't care about their people, they are absolutely cruel. That is the truth. All of them. Now let's move on to the next section. It's the D. The D is what? Destroy and create. You can ask. You can either what? Create something, or you can what? Destroy something. So if you destroy, it means you damage it. You bring it to a total, what's it called? Halt, like you actually desecrate the image of that thing. But when you create it, you're actually making it anew. You get it? So you're actually making something fresh from the grass. Man, you're making it from the ground up. You're building something new, that is you creating. But when you destroy something that has already been created and you destroyed it. So that's destruction and what? Creation. So you could either destroy or what? Create. That is just by the way. We also have the next one, which is down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Very simple. We also have dark and light. Dark and light. This dark on the side and this is light. So it could be what? Dark here and then light. Choose which one you will. I choose this. But some people actually prefer this. Who knows? It's your own cup of tea. That is coming to the end of today's lesson. We've talked a bit. Maybe next video we are going to do a bit more, and then we will learn and see how much better we can get in this part of English, okay? This is the peace sign. I'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.